Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. So, hello, you guys. I'm sorry I kept you waiting. Took a little small trip to Hawaii and popped back in. And I was, oh my God, it's been a week. But no Virgo. No Virgo messaged me. Who was it that got on me? Scorpio. Scorpio's like, where are you? When are you gonna finish this? And I was like, what? No Virgo. So Virgos, I don't know what the hell. But I am here and we are gonna do this tough shit message for you guys. Now, what I wanted to do with this message was to kind of touch on anything that could be holding you back, keeping you stagnant, making it harder for you to transition into 2020. For some of you, you've already started working on this the last few years, the last year, you made some progress, you've healed. For a few of you, there was still maybe some places where you feel stuck and you're like, okay, what is it? Some people really don't know what it is that's holding them back. So this is going to touch on any baggage, anything that you could be dealing with that you need to either release or maybe switch up so that you can move into 2020 with a little bit more. Hold up, you guys. Let me get this strap. It's irritating me, my OCD. Anything that could be holding you back or keeping you from moving into the year in a positive way. Now, we're using Tough Shit Tarot because it's very direct, very straight to the point. I like it because there's not a whole lot of leeway when it comes to the messages. And I'm going to read the messages and then give my interpretation of how it applies to you, Virgo. So Virgo, 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 tough shit message. What do they need to let go of, Spirit? What do they need to release to move into 2020? Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. What do they need to release? Virgo, one more time. All right, let's see what we got, Virgo. You are full of excuses at the moment. No matter how right you believe you are, try shifting the pattern by taking this problem vertically and accepting some responsibility for your actions. You are currently playing out the energy of outdated childhood beliefs. This card is a reminder to embrace and heal your inner child in order to become clear in the present moment. This card indicates loneliness, disconnection, possibly depression. You are not physically showing up in your life. Start by taking a shower, dressing up, spending a little time out the house. 15 minutes of people watching at a local coffee shop will do you a world of good. Can even help you find the confidence to get involved in local group activities. The appearance of this card suggests that a vacation or a move is long overdue. A change in physical environment will improve your spiritual and physical well-being. Consider it an energetic reset button. This card is a reminder that you can't control everything. Change is inevitable. If you resist it, you will only make the transition more painful for yourself. Use this opportunity to find acceptance and humor in a serious situation. You have been dishonest with yourself about your feelings. This is beginning to affect your personal relationships. If you can admit harsh truths to yourself, you can harness the power of forgiveness in order to move on. Virgos, control issues? Say it ain't so, Virgo. What? All right, let's get into it, Virgos. So let's deal with card number one. You are full of excuses. Self-explanatory. This is one of those cards where I need to make a change, but I need to find a new job, but this relationship isn't working for me, but this is this thing where you're falling into a pattern of knowing what you need to do, but not wanting to do it. Distracting yourself with other things so you don't have to deal with the problem. Starting projects, but there's no completion of projects because either you hit a wall or you're triggered, and it's like this thing of, okay, I need to finish it, but I can't. So there's a lot of issues. Now, it goes back to that control card. some of you are trying to control the way you proceed, which I get. That's what life is. I want to navigate in this direction, so that's the direction I'm going to go into. I think the thing about it is that some of you are being a little bit inflexible with your growth, which means that you may be seeing things, but you may be seeing things only one way. And if you don't see it the way that you want, then it becomes a block that you get stuck at. So for some of you, you're going to have to change your perception and become a little bit more flexible. So the plan this year was to get a good paying job, move to a nice neighborhood, get a nice little house that you could afford, get the animal, the dog or whatever, and have all that going. It may not have quite happened that way. So for some of you, you stopped. You got the job, something didn't go through with the house. So now it's like, okay, I can't get that house. So I'm not going to look into anything else right now, or I'm not going to move forward because it didn't happen exactly the way I wanted it to happen. Try to release that need, Virgo, to feel like it has to happen exactly the way you want it to happen, because this is life. We got to, look at different variables that affect our path, which there are things that are going to be thrown in our way that we got to step over. There's going to be things that are taken away that we have to kind of build back up. So you have change that's coming, and Spirit is saying be a little bit flexible with how it comes. Don't be so fixed that you can't, bob and weave when you have to. Now, for some of you, it's showing that change is coming in, and you may have a hard time with this change. I have a few friends that are Virgos, and my ex is a Virgo, and a lot of times his favorite thing was there's a place for everything, and in everything, it needs to be in its place. So if I read a book, the book had to be put back on the shelf before I could get another book out, because if I didn't, OCD would kind of get them. For some of you, it's almost like I can't move forward to this next project because this one isn't completed, or I can't really give into this change because everything is not lined up. I get that because I'm OCD too. But for some of you, you're allowing this to dictate how you move, because you can complete a project. You can finish something, even if it doesn't go exactly the way you want. So Spirit is saying be a little bit more open-minded to changes that are coming in, and kind of be flexible with it. Don't be so what is it? Stern, fixed, inflexible. I feel like for some of you, you're going to have to bend a little bit more, and you may have to look at different perspectives, other people's perspectives that may be different than yours moving into the new year. And this may affect your relationships with people, because you may have to say, you know what, I don't get what the fuck they're doing, but I'm going to kind of be a little bit flexible with them. Instead of saying, I don't want this person to change because I don't understand it, or I don't want to change because I don't understand it. For some of you, you're going to have to bend a little bit. It's showing that if you are too far left, where you're inflexible with things around you and people around you, there's a disconnect that is happening with you and the people, because they're like, okay, you're not open to what I want to do. And for some of you, it's because maybe childhood belief systems. This could have been a way you were raised. I almost get like almost military upbringing, whether you were in the military or not. Some of you may have grew up with a parent that was very focused on things being in some type of order and things not being moved around. So some of you may have that issue with the change that is happening for 2020, because some of you are going into major life change, and it may challenge some of your belief systems. You may have to look at things differently. Your relationships with people are going to change. For some of you, there's going to be some new way of looking at things that it really is going to kind of conflict with maybe what you were taught as a child. Now, it is showing for some of you that there could be a move that is coming in 2020. A few of you, there's a relocation where not only are you moving, but you could possibly be moving to a different state. This could be throwing some of you off. Now, for some, I feel like this could be with a job. For a few, this could be with a relationship, moving in with somebody, getting married, and deciding that we want another house. Some of you may not even be happy where you're at, and you know you need to make this move, but maybe you want to move into the house that you want, not the one that your partner wants. Spirit is saying be flexible, compromise, because it's going to take you a lot further in 2020. Now, it is showing that a change of environment or a vacation, you need it. For some of you, I get a lot of overthinking, and it kind of goes with this control aspect of wanting everything to go a certain way. Now, not every Virgo is going to be this way, because I know some that are a little bit out there just, free falling, wherever, which is really different for Earth sign, because a lot of times you're grounded. There's a logic to what you do. But for some people, it can go too far over one way or too far over the other way. So it is showing if you feel disconnected with the people around you, you may need to start compromising and become a little bit more flexible in your way of thinking. I'm not saying compromise what you believe in, Virgo, but I am saying be open to other perceptions or perspectives that are around you that make you happy. So say you have an opportunity to move to London for a job. If it pays well, if you feel like the environment may be good for you, then do it. It is a major change, but for some of you, you're trying to control it. It's like, well, that's not the area I want to live in, or it's not the time that I want to make this move. But Spirit is kind of taking some things out of your hands, moving you into 2020. There's spiritual growth that's coming in. For some of you, you're going to be uprooted and move somewhere else that seems to be more of a positive environment for you anyway, but it may bring in people that you need to meet. Be open to it. Now, for some of you, you may be welcoming this change because it's showing a period of disconnect, depression, not being really happy with where you're at, and not really understanding how to change it, or not wanting to change it because you become very complacent. For some of you, you're making excuses about this. I want to do something different, but, I'm not happy in this relationship anymore, but we've been together 5 years, so I'm going to stay. The final card, with you being dishonest with yourself about your feelings, and it's beginning to affect your personal relationships, could be what some of you are going through. There could be some anger or frustration being directed at people because you feel like they're holding you back, when in reality, it could be you not wanting the conflict of saying, look, it's not working for me. I got to go. I got to make a change. Some of you are having a hard time walking away from things that are not making you happy. And it could be because of a sense of obligation. It could be a comfort zone where things have fallen into a certain pattern and you just don't want to change. Spirit is saying that you need to go ahead and be really honest about what you feel and what you want. If you're in a situation where you're not getting what you need anymore, then you got to be really honest with yourself. How do I fix this? Do I need to talk to this person? Do I need to go ahead and move? Do we need to do counseling? How do we fix this? Because it's showing not only in romantic relationships, this could affect friendships. This could affect family, because it's showing there's a frustration that is growing, that you are building up, and it's causing resentment towards people that you're dealing with, or either it's causing people that you're dealing with to resent you because they're not understanding what it is that you're going through. And for some of you, this person or people may feel like, oh, you're just a control freak. You're trying to control me. I don't think it's that. I think for some of you, you're frustrated. You don't know how to move forward. And the change is a big step for you, because it means that for some of you, you're coming out of this comfort zone, and you're going to be trying something new, which is going to be a little bit difficult for some Virgos, because you're used to being grounded. But my thing is, don't settle. Don't be in a situation where you're settling for something because you don't want to make this change, or it doesn't fit into your plan. Be open to what Spirit is bringing to you, because for some of you, you need this. This has been a year of excuses. I want to do better. I want to do this, but I can't. You know, I want to leave this relationship because I've fallen in love with somebody else and I want to give that relationship a chance, but I can't. The thing about it is, in the end, you're not only hurting the people that are in your life, but you're going to end up hurting yourself if you settle for situations or environments or people that you're not happy with. And it's showing that you are being dishonest with yourself. For some of you, this outdated childhood belief could be from a parent or parental figure where it was like, this is just what we do. You know, if you're unhappy in a marriage, it doesn't matter. You stay there because that's what you are obligated to do, which in a time period I can understand. You know, back when I was a child and my grandparents were married, divorce was like nobody wanted it because you were kind of looked at as, okay, you were the reason why it divorced or you walked away from your family. Now we have that, but we have it to a degree where people can honestly say, I don't want to make the next 20 years of your life miserable, so I'm going to go ahead and do this because we're not happy. Because we have marriages where people, or relationships where people get together and they settle, but it's not where they really want to be. And I feel like for a lot of you, that could be your energy that you're trying to really release and work with. It's almost like I'm settling, or I have settled for something that I thought was going to make me happy, but now I'm realizing that it's not. That's where the honesty is coming in. And for some of you, you're looking at jobs, you're looking at relationships where it's like, I'm not really happy. This is not working for me. And this card is saying it's a harsh truth because some of you could really be struggling with that. It is showing that a lot of you don't want to let people around you down. You may feel like it's your responsibility to carry people, or your responsibility to lead, or be the leader in your family. But it's showing for a lot of you, if you could pack up and leave today, you would. I think the thing about it is that when it comes to being honest and being accountable for your actions, you kind of have to step out there and say to yourself first that this is what I need to do for me to make my life a little bit better, so that I'm not taking out frustrations off of on other people, that, you know, because I'm upset, because I'm not happy. And for some of you, you could be dealing with situations where you're with people who are not happy and they're taking their frustrations out on you. Some of you are dealing with people that feel like they're being controlled, that there's no leeway with you. So you could be dealing with people that are kind of challenging you in relationships because they want to change, but they feel like maybe you're not changing. So it is some things that need to be let go of, Virgo, especially when it comes to baggage. But I get, don't settle. Don't settle for things that are not making you happy. Because I think that's where the excuses are coming in. I want to do this, but I don't want to hurt this person. I want to do this, but I don't want to put other people in a bad position. Or I don't want this change to be a negative thing on me, which I get that. Nobody wants to go through life and make a change and it doesn't work the way you want to. But it's showing that there's some things that need to be let go of. Because you're becoming depressed, you're becoming frustrated, you're becoming irritated with people around you. And it's because of choices that you're making. Some of you definitely are settling for environments or people that you don't need to be with. And I think for a lot of you, it's time for you to move forward and make the change. There's some fear there because it's showing that you're trying to control how this change happens. For a lot of you, spirit is going to come in and kind of turn things upside down. But I think they're doing it so that you can see things differently and to show you that there is another aspect of life that maybe you're not seeing. So for some of you, it really is opening your eyes up to something new that you need to see. And it's going to cause a lot of spiritual growth where a lot of you are going to be like, what the fuck is going on with me in 2020? But it looks like you come to a place where you have to disconnect from things that are holding you back and not making you happy, to connect with things that actually give you life. And it looks like a lot of you are going into 2020 and you're going to let go of the excuse of, oh, I can't do this, to all of a sudden, now I can. Now I can try this. Now I can open this door. And for some of you, you may take a spiritual journey where you're going somewhere where it really opens your eyes. For a few of you, this is actually moving somewhere. The energy is different. There's a relocation. you're in a new country and you're starting over new, and there's this thing of feeling not grounded, and then you start to find your place, you find your soul family. So next year is going to be a really big year for growth for you, Virgo. And for some of you, if you have control issues, it's going to be challenging, but you can do it. You have to learn to be flexible and compromise with people, and then you'll see things start to flow a little bit better when you just kind of let go a little bit. All right, my Virgos, I love you.